Ever wonder who really owns Uganda? It's not the politicians, not the generals, and not the names you see on the evening news. It's a family so powerful, their empire quietly controls your bank, your child's school, the hotel where presidents sleep, even the roses on your Valentine's bouquet. Meet the Ruparelias, Uganda's secret billionaires. Forbes puts Sudhir Ruparelia's wealth at $1.2 billion. But behind closed doors, the family's reach is worth far more. They move in silence, influence everything, and yet most of the world has never even heard of them. Until now. Welcome to Luxury Buzz, your go-to channel for the world's most extravagant assets, ultra-rich lifestyles, and next-level luxury tech. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss a glimpse into pure opulence. From exile to empire, the Sudhir Ruparelia origin story. Sudhir Ruparelia's journey to becoming one of Africa's most powerful tycoons didn't start in a boardroom. It began in exile. In 1972, Idi Amin ordered the expulsion of Uganda's entire Asian population. The Ruparelia family, like tens of thousands of others, fled to the UK with nothing. Sudhir, just a teenager, worked odd jobs, pumping gas, stocking supermarket shelves, even driving taxis across London. Every penny he earned was saved, and by 1985, with just $25,000 in savings and a dream of rebuilding, he returned to Uganda. At the time, Uganda was reeling from years of civil unrest and dictatorship, but Sudhir saw opportunity. He started small, trading beer, sugar, and consumer staples in a country desperate for normalcy. But it wasn't long before he made his first bold move, opening Crane Forex Bureau in 1989, the first licensed bureau of its kind in Uganda. It exploded in popularity. And in 1995, Sudhir went bigger. He launched Crane Bank. Within 2 decades, it grew into Uganda's third largest commercial bank. Even after the government controversially took over Crane Bank in 2016, Sudhir fought back. In 2022, Uganda's Supreme Court ruled in his favor, a landmark victory that restored his bank, his name, and his power. But Crane Bank was just the beginning. Sudhir was building more than a business. He was building a dynasty. The Ruparelia Group, Uganda's largest private empire. What began as a single Forex bureau now spans nearly every corner of Uganda's economy. The Ruparelia Group owns over 30 companies across 8 sectors, employing more than 10,000 people directly. This is Uganda's most powerful private conglomerate, and it's still expanding. Banking and finance. Crane Bank made Sudhir a household name, but his financial empire includes Crane Forex, Gold Star Insurance, and significant holdings on the Uganda Securities Exchange. He once confessed to having over 300 bank accounts across currencies, a rare glimpse into just how fluid his financial network is. Education. The Ruparelias dominate elite education in Uganda. They own Kampala International School, Kampala Parents School, Delhi Public School International, and Victoria University, some of the most prestigious institutions in East Africa. Children of diplomats, politicians, and CEOs attend their schools. They're not just teaching students, they're shaping Uganda's future leaders. Real estate. Sudhir is Uganda's largest private real estate owner. Through Meera Investments, he owns more than 300 properties. His crown jewel, Kingdom Kampala, a $300 million luxury complex that blends high-end offices, retail, and hospitality. Parliament itself rents space in Sudhir's buildings, a symbolic reminder of who truly holds the keys to power. His next mega project, the Pearl Business Park, a futuristic complex that promises to redefine Kampala's skyline. Hospitality. The Speke Group of hotels is Uganda's most luxurious hospitality brand. From Speke Resort Munyonyo, where global summits are held, to Kibera Country Club, Forest Cottages, and Bukoto Heights, the Ruparelias cater to royalty, billionaires, and heads of state. They don't just host guests, they host nations, agriculture. Roses may seem trivial until you learn that the Ruparelias ship over 180 million roses annually to Europe. Their companies, Rosebud Limited and Premier Roses, dominate Uganda's flower export market. What used to be Zimbabwe and Kenya's territory is now controlled from greenhouses near Entebbe. It's romantic capitalism on an industrial scale. Shield insurance. In true tycoon fashion, the family protects its empire from the inside. They own Gold Star Insurance, which underwrites all their assets, schools, hotels, real estate. They pay themselves, and profit doing it. Homes that look like hotels, Their main residence? A $10 million mansion in Kololo, Kampala's most exclusive neighborhood. Behind its walls are manicured gardens, marble interiors, and a garage filled with Rolls-Royces and Bentleys. They also own a lakeside estate in Entebbe and properties in London and Dubai. Car royalty. Sudhir is a vintage car enthusiast. His most prized piece? A 1967 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, a wedding gift to his daughter Sheena. His son, Rajiv, was a motorsport champion, known for racing high-performance machines. Their garage features Bentleys, Mercedes G-Wagons, Ferraris, and rally cars, each one carefully chosen, rarely flaunted. Jet-set family. Need to attend a summit in Dubai, a fundraiser in London, a retreat in the French Riviera? Private jet. Every time. Sudhir doesn't just fly, he arrives. Weddings that break records. When Sudhir's daughter Meera got married, it wasn't a wedding. It was an event of national scale. The London ceremony was held at the Mandarin Oriental and Grosvenor House, followed by a lakeside reception at Speke Resort Munyonyo, attended by thousands. Estimated cost? Over $2 million. Luxury isn't the goal, it's just expected. Quiet influence, loud impact. Power in Uganda doesn't always wear a suit and hold press conferences. Sometimes it wears a Rolex and hosts ministers over dinner. Sudhir is a founding member of the Kwaggalana Group, a network of Kampala's wealthiest tycoons. Together, they influence national tax policy, real estate zoning, and infrastructure strategy without needing a single vote. Government ministers seek his counsel, Parliament leases his buildings, and in 2025, President Museveni awarded him the Order of the Crested Crane, one of Uganda's highest honors. He holds no political office, yet shapes national policy behind the scenes. In fact, Sudhir's influence is so trusted, he was appointed Honorary Consul of Nepal to Uganda, cementing his global diplomatic stature. The family legacy, tragedy, and triumph. In May 2025, the unthinkable happened. Rajiv Ruparelia, Sudhir's only son and heir to the empire, tragically passed away in a car accident at just 35 years old. Uganda mourned. Rajiv wasn't just a businessman, he was a youth mentor, motorsport champion, and rising philanthropist. His loss was more than personal, it was national. But from heartbreak emerged purpose. Programs in Rajiv's name continue to fund youth entrepreneurship, scholarship drives, and clean water initiatives. His legacy lives on, etched into the very institutions he helped shape. Uganda's quiet kings. So why haven't you heard of them? Because they don't shout. They don't run flashy ads. They don't film mansion tours. They don't drop billionaire sound bites on social media. They build, they influence, and they endure. From one man and $25,000 to a dynasty that shapes a nation. The Ruparelias are not just Uganda's richest family. They're its quietest kings. A family whose reach is everywhere, from your child's school book to the flowers at your wedding. They don't govern Uganda, but in many ways, they guide it. If this deep dive opened your eyes to a world of quiet power and luxury, hit that like button, subscribe for more untold billionaire stories, and drop a comment below. What surprised you the most about the Ruparelias? Thanks for watching, and remember, real power doesn't beg for attention, it simply builds it.